Most people misunderstand sexual desire, thinking that if they like someone or perhaps they love them, that sex will just be naturally good and they'll want to rip each other's clothes off and you'll have spontaneous hot experiences all the time. But this is just not the case for many people. You need to learn to have really good sex. What this is referring to is spontaneous desire. Say, for example, you see someone who you're attracted to or you have a sexy thought, and then your body responds to this and you have a longing or an urge or desire to have sex. But there is another way of experiencing desire which is just as normal and healthy, and this is what we refer to as responsive desire, where your interest only emerges from arousal. So say, for example, your partner comes over and starts kissing your neck and you think, oh, right, sex, that's a great idea. This is just one example of how you may experience responsive desire. And the distinction is important because for those who don't experience spontaneous desire, they may think that there's something wrong with them or their relationship. Spontaneous desire is exciting and fun and incredible, but it is just one way. And you're not broken just because you're not experiencing it. We all have things that will turn us on and that will turn us off. And if you're interested in exploring desire and perhaps creating a way so that it can be more useful for your body or others, I invite you to get a sense of what your sexual accelerators are and perhaps what your sexual brakes are. This is called the dual control model, which is two responses in the brain, a go and a stop, that control our level of sexual desire and arousal. The accelerator is the part of your brain that actively notices sexually relevant stimuli or enables you to move towards something that feels pleasurable. Say, for example, this could be a look or a touch or a smell or a feel, a context or a situation that actively turns you on. The brakes are the part of the brain that notices reasons not to be sexually aroused. So say, for example, this could be a messy room or being stressed at work or not liking a smell or an action. Some people's brakes and accelerators are more sensitive than others. Some people will have accelerators that will be another person's brakes, but I invite you to get a sense of what your accelerators are and what your brakes are so that you can start to create sexual experiences that are considerate of yours and of others. There are 3 really practical things you can do to get to know your brakes and accelerators so that you can have a more fulfilling relationship with your desire. Number 1, create the space. So for some people, this may involve a really tidy room and lighting some candles and making sure it's free from distraction. But for others, this may be taking advantage when you're on a bushwalk with your lover and taking the risk in being out in public. But once you know about the spaces that ignite your arousal and your desire, then you can start to look for them and to have sex and sexual experiences in those spaces. Number 2, communicate what turns you on and what turns you off. It's so important to communicate with people what you like and what you don't like, and ultimately it's the easiest way to have really good sex. And number 3, if you are having sex with someone else, be open to learning about their brakes and their accelerators. It's really important to show someone that you are there for them, that you want to know what will make them feel good, and that you're aware of what won't make them feel good. So being open to learning about someone's brakes and accelerators can make sex and desire so much more exciting. And if you want more information about this, I recommend looking at any of Emily Nagoski's work. She looks at sexual desire, libido, the dual control model, as well as accelerators and brakes. So she goes more into the research and the theory behind this.